All right, we should be live here in a second. So make sure everything's good before I continue here. It's been a week since we've been online, so that's exciting. Picking up pretty much where I left off here. Okay, it looks like we're live. Hello everyone. Back again for another modded New Vegas. Made not too many changes this time. I've been a little bit busy, so I haven't had as much time to dig through tons and tons of mods. But I've done a few things. As you'll notice up in the corner, up there actually, you'll notice I've added in some UI stuff. I've added in a couple UI mods. You've got the nice fancy radiation meter up there, a condition meter, so it shows I actually have a chest injury and an arm injury there. And I also have an on-screen weight and hardcore survival element bar, which is nice. Hopefully everything's good. I don't see a whole bunch of stuff going on right now. So yeah. Anyway, also I installed I had a hard time getting ENB and weather to work. So I finally got them both to work. I realized I had to enable ENB and then install this weather mod called Nevada Skies, which has lots and lots of different weather. Like every single day we'll have a different, set of clouds, and sometimes it'll rain, sometimes it'll have all sorts of stuff. But I couldn't get it to play nice with ENB. Anyway, I finally got it to work with ENB. So I think the colors might be a little bit different. I can't tell, but basically every day is going to have a different weather system, and I got it to play nice. Hopefully it looks good. I think I lost a little bit of the purple color, but I think the game still looks okay. We'll see how it goes. Just ended off right outside the Bloodborne cave where we got that nice shotgun and various other stuff, so that was exciting. But yeah, that's about it. Mostly UI and cosmetic changes this time, so nothing too crazy, but I think we have a pretty good setup so far, so it's not too bad. Let's see where I want to go. Maybe I should hunt some more stuff here. I'm crippled. I actually need to go back to town. Maybe I can fast travel back to town. That doesn't sound bad. Gun runners. Ideally, maybe the north gate. And north gate with that one tent would probably be good. Get some medical treatment here. Had to play around with some of the load order and whatnot to get these mods to work. It's always a little bit of a challenge. Some of the mods override a little bit of the other mods, so like I'd install the, for example, those survival modification UI mods last, but it seems to work pretty well together. I turned off a lot of stuff. They had a lot of things like a permanent on-screen. Where am I going? Let me make sure I know I'm going first. Not. Was it over here? Or was the tent? Huh. It was near here, actually. Okay, I guess I'll go east. So, yeah, the UI mods are a little bit tricky to get to work. It had a dedicated damage and armor indicator, which I think was a little bit overkill. I mean, the interface is a bit busy as it is already, so I don't want to overkill it with just way too much information. But I think what it shows there is pretty useful. I have a date and time meter now. I guess I have a speed meter as well, and condition. And I was mostly looking forward to having a proper indicator as far as, you know, water, food, things like that. I guess that's nutrition as well. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely an improvement. It had a tiny little indicator to the bottom left before where, you know, it would say pHUD or, you know, watt or whatever, just abbreviations, but I'm not familiar with the Fallout 4 survival mods, so I couldn't say. I know the hardcore mode in Fallout 4 was, or I think survival mode in Fallout 4 was inspired by the hardcore mode in New Vegas, but I don't know exactly what the differences or similarities are. Okay, where is this woman? There's somebody here who's willing to sell me something.
Someone entered the Lucky 38. That's never happened before.
No, these guys, that's a previous quest. She might be inside, actually.
When people have got nothing left, they can always turn to the phone.
Come on. Oh, there she is, Julie.
One of my aides said you got into the Lucky 38. If you see someone by the name of Emily near there, we would like you to work for us. We don't...
Hopefully she has a doctor's bag. Okay, she's got a doctor's bag. Question is, do I have anything to sell? At least one of those. 184. I don't remember what I got from my last run. I got some cool stuff, but I don't know if it was much to actually sell. Hopefully. Yeah, it's a lot of mods, but I try to keep the mods pretty self-explanatory. So you can just search those names in Nexus mods. Should be pretty easy to find. I wish I could just give you a magical package that would just magically make your game like my game, but that would require a lot of bandwidth and a lot of like gigabytes of data, so I can't really do that, unfortunately. So much stuff. Not a whole lot of it worth much. At 12.7 submachine gun, huh? Need to get more of those bullets. Doesn't seem like much of this is really worth anything, so that's unfortunate. I'd like to just be able to pawn off some stuff and get a bunch of doctor's bags and stim packs, because I know I'll need it. Oh, thanks, Mayrath. I appreciate that. Yeah, I spend a lot of time on editing my videos. Spend many hours. So, answer your question, Retropic Reviewer, I've basically been modding it as I go along. I installed like a dozen or so mods first time, and I've just been adding a couple mods each time I play. This is my third stream so far. I've added like 3 or 4 mods this time, changing the UI and stuff. Like, you'll notice this UI is very different from the original game's UI. It's meant to look more like the original Fallout games. You know, kind of, you know, scratched paint and buttons and wires and things. A lot of little things. You'll notice graphical changes and various other things too. Alright, I should sell something, not just sit on the screen here. I don't think I really need this pistol. Could always use Psycho. Psycho's pretty good. Yeah, it's crazy. It's been 7 years since this game launched, right? Doesn't seem that long at all. Don't really want to part with any of this stuff, but I really need a doctor's bag, so they're going to give me a terrible price for that. Probably get rid of the gloves. I don't really need those. I don't want to just give her a bunch of caps because I want those for other things. Yeah, I'm going to have to get rid of something that I want. I didn't really get many extra weapons, I noticed. The weapons I got were actually ones I kind of want. Where's the hunter's... Oh, the hunter shotgun uses the same as sawed-off shotgun. Okay, I can ditch that. Yeah, hunter shotgun's much better. Fallout 4. I think they did a couple things well. Like, I really like the crafting system. I like the scavenging and looting and putting together and upgrading your weapons. That was pretty cool. I also like the shooting mechanics. They seemed a lot... I mean, they got former Destiny dev and other guys that worked on shooters to finally work on the game. So it seemed like just a lot better put together combat-wise. But I did not like what they did with the various other systems, like, you know, dialogue and quest design and stuff like that. It was not nearly as good. So it was and they kind of really give you like a really personal story that you're not really meant or really want to like pursue right away. They give you they really write your character into a corner. You know, you're either a lawyer or an ex-military guy and you have a baby. You know, they really like write you into a corner and then don't give two flying, you know, if you actually pursue your story. So basically that was my thing. Like, you know, if you're going to make a Fallout game, make a Fallout game. Make it so you can kind of make your character how you want to and make good or bad choices if you want to. Don't force the person into a certain role. And the dialogue is very much limited in that scope as well. So I wrote a much better thesis on my actual YouTube channel. If you want to, it's like a 32-minute video, goes over all the Fallout games. That gives a more eloquent review of the games. So I'm just going to use that on everything. There. I'm not crumbled anymore. Yay! Mission accomplished. So I could go back to the strip. I might as well actually get that going. I think I left off on the mission which had Mr. House wanting me to get the platinum chip, I believe. So I think that's where I'm at. Let's see if I can fast travel to that. The next Fallout, I think the next Fallout should go backwards in time. I think that they've gone too far forward in time, so that honestly, like, humanity would have been mostly rebuilt by this time. And radiation, honestly, radiation kind of goes away after about 70 years. So, I mean, most of the parts of Japan that was bombed back in the 40s with nukes. Oh, this is not where I want to be. Is pretty much okay now. So honestly, 200 years after the bombs, it wouldn't be that radiated. So I think they've actually kind of lost some of the what makes the setting interesting by going so far forward in time. So Las Vegas Square. Okay, I'll make sure the strip. So basically, yeah, I would go back in time. I think what would be amazing is if they went back to the very first Fallout game setting. You know, they can make a 3D game with all the bells and whistles and stuff like that, but if you go to the setting of the first Fallout game, with the advent of the super mutants and ghouls, you know, the glow, all that kind of stuff, there's a lot of really, really cool locations in the first game. I would actually go to that setting and expand it. Add, like, new factions, you know, expand on the raiders, make different, you know, do a New Vegas and just come up with some really interesting and unique clans and factions and things like that. I think that'd be a great idea for a next setting. So I would go back to California, back to the roots, you know. pHUD, I got pHUD to work by disabling one of the... I overrode anything it tried to override, and then I disabled one of the ESP or ESB files. Basically, it had one file for that was optional. I disabled that plugin, I believe. Fallout 1 as an expanded open world RPG, first person or not, like, I have a lot of ideas on what I would do with the Fallout series if I somehow had that opportunity to design it. But I do want to do a video on that. If you're familiar with my channel, I did a video on Diablo, a 20-minute video describing what my ideal Diablo would be, the Diablo sequel, and I kind of want to do that on Fallout at some point. There's a question by Shadow Wizard 23 back there. I do want to play Daggerfall on stream. I've been actually getting a few requests for that, and I think that'd be a great idea. I just haven't done it yet. I might take a break from New Vegas. Oh, I'm getting really a lot of lag here. Probably OpenStrip mod. I do want to stream Daggerfall on stream, and I kind of want to do sort of a fun thing. I might do like a guide where I have like little diagrams and stuff showing you how to play the game. That might be kind of fun. Sort of like a beginner's guide. Maybe, maybe not. I'll see. I might just stream it normally. Yeah, I think that there's a game in production at one point called Fallout Extreme that was supposed to be set in China, which would be interesting. That'd be kind of an interesting flip on the game. What's my quest? Bring the platinum chip to Mr. House. Okay, so I'm supposed to go to the top. Sorry. This is where I'm supposed to be.
Enjoy all the Vegas Strip has to offer.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things they could explore in a future Fallout game for sure. There's also
Hey, fella, welcome to the Tops Hotel and Casino. I'm gonna have to ask you to hand over any weapons.
they got to turn off all my weapons. I hate that.
Smooth.
It makes sense.
Now that we got that little business out of the... Everything you're hungry, thirsty, or maybe you'd rather take in a...
Anyway, yeah, I'd like to... Sorry, I'm in the middle of 5 conversations. Yes, I will save the stream to my secondary channel. So if you want to watch the VOD of this stream, I always put all my VODs on my secondary channel, which I created like a month ago. It's called Indigo Gaming Archive. I've got a link on my main channel page. So just go ahead and subscribe to that, and you'll get a notification when it goes live, hopefully. But yeah, I do want to do a video on that. I'm a little bit fallouted out right now because I made a 32-minute really highly produced video. So I'm a little bit... I want to take a breather from Fallout for a bit. I've got some other videos in the works right now, but I do want to tackle that. It sounds like a really fun idea. I've got a lot of good ideas for it. There's also the possibility where you just set Fallout in modern day Detroit without any nukes. You know, that would work too. All right, what am I doing? I do want... All right, I need to increase my lockpicks. That's not a tag skill. That's going to take forever. I really want to get my lockpicks up to like 50. There's a really good box I had to leave behind that I couldn't lockpick. And lockpicks usually get you into some good loot, so... I would think New York would just be like one just metal husk with no life or anything for a while. Could you imagine if they just hit New York with like direct bombs? It would just be an absolute hellhole. But yeah, I mean, as like I said in my video, I thought the basic idea behind being a pre-war civilian or pre-war veteran, whatever, before the bombs and then after the bombs was cool, but they just didn't execute it very well. I think they kind of missed an opportunity narrative-wise to make that really, really interesting, because it's a cool idea, but it just doesn't really impinge on you. It doesn't really grab you, you know what I mean?
How many chips would you like?
Here's your chips. Here's your chips.
Let me get some chips from this NCR money I had.
How many? Here's your chip.
Let's see, how much NCR money did I have? Wow, I had a lot.
How many chips? Here's your chip. Here's your chip.
Dang, I had all. I must have killed a lot of NCR guys. I had a lot of NCR money. All right.
Thank you.
I was about to install the J Sawyer mod, but the it would have slowed down my progress by a lot. Like I'm only so far I've been playing most of the game on stream, and I'm only level 7. With J Sawyer, I would have been level 3 right now, or maybe level 4. So I didn't want to slow down my progress on stream, or else we'd have never got to do anything basically. So I want to gamble or something. Yeah, yeah, you're right. I do have like at least 2 or 3 mods that are already messing with stats and stuff, and they may already be stacking. So having J Sawyer on top of that might have really messed certain things up. Like I've got mods that make I can do blackjack. I already have mods that affect damage and various other things and survival and all that other stuff. So that might have, I don't know how it works exactly, but it might have stacked and messed up the game like big time. So I've got all the mod lists listed in my all the mods listed in my what do you call it, description. I don't know if I can put all this together in a package. I don't know if I can do that really. I bought a month of Nexus mods to be able to do this. All right, let me just deal real quick. Okay, so I've got. Oh, I haven't played blackjack forever. Is that 19? 19 or 9, I think, right? Bell stay. Or I got wasted. Okay. Yeah, there's actually a mod that increases how there's a lot more people in the casinos, because I guess that was a complaint. Makes sense. I mean, there would be a lot more people. Let me hit. Okay, so that's 13. I can hit again. Okay, 20. That's pretty good. I'll stay. I got my chip back. Nice. Yeah, they could have done a lot better. I mean, it is New Vegas, and actually the games, I just remembered all the way going back to Fallout 1, they had a gambling ability. So it kind of makes sense that New Vegas would be so gambling centered. All right. Is that 17 or 18? I don't remember. Let's stay. Nope, you got I think you got at least a 20. See, I haven't played blackjack for so long. My luck stat, I think I dumped my luck stats, so I think it's only like 3 or 4. I always do that. I know it's like really good sometimes, but let me feel lucky. So that's like 17. Nope. Yeah, I'm probably not getting very good draws. Nope, I think I okay, so that would be what? 16. Oh. I'm gonna stay, I guess. Unless he. Nope, he's raking me across the. Alright, man, I'm just like getting wasted here. Yeah, this isn't. I'm just gonna lose all my chips here. Yeah, probably not very good. Do they have any other tables? I just don't know all these games, so...
Hey, there's the high roller.
Do they have like an actual poker table?
Place is the bee's knees.
Hey,
Oh, roulette. Let me try roulette. Oh, this is going to be even more luck-based. Oh my god. Let me do something kind of easy. The bet 2, pay out 35 to 1. I bet this is just affected by my luck stat. This is going to be awful. Yeah, that's not even worth it. Roulette's going to be just a complete money waster.
hey.
Alright, I'll try some more blackjack, I guess. Oh, nice. There we go. Nice little win there. Did I know Fallout 3 is the same story as both Fallout 1 and 2? I know that Fallout 3 is supposed to be canonical with 1 and 2, but it's not the same story. It's on the other coast and everything. Yeah, I mean, they tried to play it safe. They basically, they bought a intellectual property from Interplay for $6 million purely for marketing and lore reasons. They wanted to be able to push this game as a Fallout game and use the great setting that is Fallout. So they wanted to reuse a lot of things. Like in some cases, it doesn't even make sense. Like Fallout 3 is set in Washington D.C., for example. Why would there be scorpions in Washington D.C.? You know, doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Of course, there's scorpions in California. It's a desert, but a lot of things didn't really make sense. But they wanted to make it feel like Fallout. All right, Jake Johnson. Have a good night, and yeah, hopefully you can enjoy the stream VOD. Probably be up tomorrow, hopefully. Yeah, there's a lot of things I'd like to borrow from various different games. Like I've kind of been thinking about it in my mind. I would like to borrow some elements from the Mad Max game. Actually, I like the setting, and the driving and stuff was awesome in that game. So I'd actually like to take like Fallout 2's car and like put that as a major part of the game, where you actually have to like scrounge for fuel and drive around. That'd be kind of like your fast travel. And if you run out of fuel, you'll be stranded. So you might have to like walk across the wasteland or catch a ride with a caravan or whatever. All right, let me do some betting. That's not particularly great, is it? Let me hit. Oh, nice. Slowly making it back here. Hit. No. Oh, am I getting experience? I think I just leveled. That guy's probably got something better than me. Maybe I'll stay. Nah, lost. Yeah, I think that the choice to go like another 100 years into the future was a really bad idea. I think that kind of ruined the setting. And then New Vegas couldn't go backwards in time, so they had to... I mean, they did a good job with what they have, but in reality, like a couple 100 years, a lot of things can change. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'd like to check that. I could probably check that out sometime. I'll probably hit. No, I think I went over. Yeah, I heard somebody was making a really, oh, nice. Making a really in-depth remake of Fallout 1 for Fallout New Vegas. It looked actually pretty cool. I saw some videos on it. It actually looked pretty good. A little rough on the fast travel map, but other than that, it was pretty solid. Nice. Maybe I can break even after all. Oh, Naughty Night, Naughty Nightwear. That's pretty good. Let me try that. I'll break even. Do I feel lucky? Let me do 2. 20, that's pretty good. Break even again. Yeah, I heard it got canceled. That's really too bad. I mean, that's a massive project, though. Converting the entirety of Fallout 1 into New Vegas, that'd be a huge project, even for a big company. Ah. Go back to 1. I'll stay. I'd like to break even, but... Oh, crap. Our first, our first, crash of the night, everyone. Welcome to Fallout New Vegas. And yes, I have anti-crash, anti-everything. I'm kind of curious. I'm kind of curious if the Fallout 4 whole new mod campaign Cascadia would be any good. I don't know how intense they're going to go. I grew up near Seattle, so I thought that the setting of the Northwest would actually be pretty cool. But again, it's Fallout 4, so I'd probably have to mod the heck out of it. Classic FNV. That means in one way, I didn't lose any chips, I guess. Yeah, I've heard Frontier is pretty cool.
Hello.
So did I level up or didn't I level up? I didn't. But I think I'm really close to leveling up. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know.
Evening.
Probably not going to get... Yeah, I have like no luck. I'm probably not going to do very well here. Probably going to get beat here. I got such... Oh. Okay, well, I broke even. Let's get out of here. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things I could do. I mean, they don't even have to stay in America, really, but... yeah, it seems like Bethesda's kind of sticking on the East Coast, and the old team's kind of sticking on the West Coast, so it's kind of interesting how they kind of do what they know, I guess. I mean, Bethesda's situated on the East Coast, so I guess they did what they know, and then Interplay and Buckle Studios was the West Coast, so they worked on what they know. They know the Southwest, so I guess people just like to build games to around where they are.
Hello.
The things I added were mostly like, you notice the new UI. I've got a radiation meter, various like conditions, and on the right side I have weight and survival meters, and I also installed a better weather mod. Yeah, I think that exploring different areas could be kind of cool. Like you could actually almost do like a Fallout XCOM type game where you fly around the world. That'd be a good Brotherhood of Steel type game. I mean, that's kind of what Tactics sort of was, but they kind of stuck where the game was situated. But oh.
What in the goddamn?
Surprise?
Let's keep this in the groove, hey? Smooth moves, smooth. Hello. The guy everyone saw go in the Lucky 38, that was you? Oh, shit. You don't want to do that, baby. Not without hearing what I gotta say first.
Yeah, the faces are a bit different.
Go somewhere more private-like. Any questions you got, I'll answer.
I've got a face mod on. I think that most characters makes them look a little bit better, a little bit less rounded and kind of Oblivion-y. You know how Oblivion, everybody looked really weird? I think this looks a little bit better. Most characters, I think like he looks pretty good. Some characters look really weird, but yeah. A little shiny. Let's see. Let's see if we can negotiate with them.
Best suite in the house. You deserve a taste of the VIP lifestyle. I'll hang out down here for a while to make everything look business as usual, then come to you. Any questions you got, I'll answer. Guaranteed.
I don't have any skills to really handle this. I'll work with him.
I want to talk to you as much as you want to talk to me. And you dig this is just first base, right? You and me have a future together. Here's the key to the Prez.
I like the way Benny's written.
So we can talk there, hey?
Sudden moves around the boss, got it? I got my eye on you.
I really need to get Veronica addressed. She looks like an elf, a Keebler elf right now. Yeah, I actually made a quip about what the Fallout 4 did with dialogue. I called it Mass Effect morality, where you're basically you're good or you're like really good or you're like okay. You're never bad, really. Like you could do renegade stuff in Mass Effect, but you're still the hero. Kind of silly.
How's it hanging?
Hey, bartender.
Get your drink? Best booze in Vegas, baby. What'll it be?
So what should I get? Costs money. Yeah, I mean, Fallout Tactics was kind of close to Command & Conquer. It was getting toward more of a strategy game rather than an RPG. I mean, there's a lot of things they could do with the formula. I mean, they kind of spun off already with the Fallout shelters, so they could do all sorts of stuff if they want to. Meh.
Hey.
I should probably go up to the presidential suite. Yeah, I wasn't crazy into tactics, but I mean, it wasn't a bad game. It just wasn't really a Fallout game. It was more of a XCOM light, I guess. That's a little dark, Noah. Seriously. There are the elevators, inaccessible. And, oh, there we go. 13th floor. I'm sure nothing bad will happen. Yeah, I guess tactics is kind of it's kind of not really canon, but they do reference a couple events in Texas in Fallout 3, I guess. I saw a video on it. Look in the description for the mod list. Video description has the mod list. You'll probably notice that I have the classic Fallout music from Fallout 1 and 2. Which kind of adds a little bit of atmosphere. That's a mod. If you look in the mod list, I have classic Fallout music. It doesn't replace everything, but it replaces more than the original game did with Fallout 1 and 2 music. Alright, is this even the right floor? Go to the presidential suite.
Ring a ding, baby. How's it hanging?
Oh, I really doubt Brotherhood of Steel was canon. That game was a mess story-wise. I mean, it wasn't that bad of a game. It just was so janky. Like the rock music and this isn't stealing, so I might as well take it and sell it. Yeah, Brotherhood of Steel was kind of when Interplay kind of gave up the ghost on Fallout. That, and then when they actually canceled the actual Fallout 3, which is now known as Van Buren, like that's just like Interplay dropped the ball. There's no question about it. They just didn't know what they had, and they only realized the value of what they had until when Bethesda was like, "Yeah, we want to buy your IP and make a game out of it." Technically, it's actually a really weird story. Ooh, water. That isn't full of rads. It's amazing. Yeah, Fallout 1 and 2 had a great soundtrack. Mark Morgan is a great composer. He really nailed the atmosphere. But what was I saying? Interplay actually hired Bethesda on to develop Fallout 3 as just a developer with Interplay Publishing before they sold the IP to Bethesda. Bethesda bought the IP on auction, I think, years later, and then they just basically took over Fallout in its entirety. Yeah, Fallout Brotherhood of Steel was kind of a mess. Especially considering, like, I think from what I saw of the prototype that was released on, where am I going? I just actually need to figure out where I'm going here. The prototype of Van Buren actually looked like fairly promising. It was early, obviously, very early, but it could have definitely. Oh, that's where we need to go. Okay, so we need to go north. It could have definitely been a lot more. Obviously pre-alpha, whatever, but it could have been really good, actually. Yeah, I saw some footage of what looked kind of like a Fallout-inspired game by Troika, and I think Troika would have... Honestly, Troika would have made a fantastic game that had huge problems, because every single game Troika made were fantastic, but they had huge problems. Unfortunately, Troika had some fantastic designers and artists and everything like that, but they really did not release complete games. They always messed up in some regard. I think Troika would have handled it the best. They would have made a great game, but it probably would have had stability issues and stuff, and probably had to be patched and whatnot. Each one of their games had big problems, like, you know, Arcanum. I love the setting of Arcanum. Great game. It's one of the truest successors to Fallout that have been made, but it has a really rough combat system. It has a lot of issues. It has like technical issues. Like they decided to make it so instead of loading whole zones, it loads partial zones, and so you're getting a freaking loading screen like every 10 seconds when you're running around. So they just made had a lot of little issues and bugs and stuff, but then they did Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, which had a horrible problems, but it was also an amazing game. It was a horribly broken, amazing game. It's basically how you could describe all of Troika's games. Oh yeah, I remember. I never had the Fallout 2 car bug, but I know some people did, and they were pissed because they didn't realize until much later, and so they couldn't go back to an earlier save game. That was patched eventually. I haven't tried Tactics on Windows 10. I'm not sure. Yeah, but all Bethesda's games are broken too. They used to be even worse. Back when they made their own engine rather than just using Gamebryo, they actually managed to make it worse than they are now. Like, Daggerfall was pretty buggy, even though I love the game. It was really buggy. But easily the worst of their games was Battlespire. Battlespire was so broken. Yeah, New Vegas only had 18 months. They had over four years to make Fallout 3, but they had 18 months to make New Vegas. So the fact that most people agree that New Vegas is superior to Fallout 3 is pretty amazing, considering they made it in less than half the time. I mean, obviously they reused a lot of assets and stuff like that, so it wasn't a one-for-one like race to make a good game, but Oh wow, Jet. Somebody's been naughty. Yeah, I'd say that New Vegas is probably the buggiest out of the three, what I call the new Fallout games. Sadly, because it's probably the best out of all three of them too, but it's the buggiest. Might as well get a drink here. Not rated water. If you're going to play Fallout games, I definitely do it on PC. They're not really... aside from 4, Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, I would recommend much more on PC. You don't need a crazy PC to run them, because they're kind of old now. But you can mod the heck out of them, like what I've done. You need probably a pretty beastly PC to run what I'm running, because I actually get some slowdowns too, but... I'm just looting everything now. I'm idly chatting. But you could probably get a pretty decent upgrade to the look and the feel of the game. 50 for an average look. Ugh. So I would do PC and then mod it. The situation for modding on console is pretty bad. Like, it's not really... I don't know if you can actually even mod the Fallout 3 and New Vegas on console. I don't think you can.
Baby, this little meet and greet of ours, chalk me up as a no-show. It would be 41 flavors of stupid to let you get a drop on me. And you've caused plenty enough trouble as is.
Oh, Benny.
You forced my hand. Hell, I gotta skip town because of you. A real pain in the caboose. A lifelong learner is you, eh? Then make your questions count, because your lifelong is running life short. Engel? I'm head on, baby. Flat out. All stops pulled.
Yeah, Obsidian...
Side bets are for losers.
Obsidian were like old school RPG writers. Like, the more old school RPG writers you go, the better the writing is going to basically be. Like, I literally think that some of the best written RPGs are probably the Shadowrun Returns series, as weird as it sounds. But those were created by the actual writers and creators of Shadowrun. Like Jordan Wiseman is the creator of Shadowrun. So back then, they released RPGs in books, and they had to be well written because they're actual books. I think it's kind of a lost art because, like most games nowadays, you just kind of have passable writing and it's okay. But back in the day, you actually had to sell your work through the writing because there wasn't anything else. There wasn't like amazing graphics to sell people on.
It's the house edge, baby. The key to stacking the odds in his favor, or was until I swiped it. There's more to it, but we don't have the time. By which I mean, you don't.
In answer to your question, Riley's shop, if you want my full specs, it's in my About section on my channel, but roughly I've got an i7 6700K running at 4.4 gigahertz, GTX 1080 Ti hybrid water-cooled, and 2 4 terabyte solid-state hybrid drives, 16 gigs of RAM. Yeah. Yeah, it's on my if you click on my channel and go to the About page, it's all on there.
Baby, getting outplayed and getting cheated ain't the same thing. I get it. You're sore. A Crumb's life is
Yeah, that's my idea. I mean, you can't really convert a game like this into old Fallout, but I've been trying to create more atmosphere, take out some of the things that annoy me. Like, I did a lot of animations and stuff to make it like, it is what it is. It is a shooter RPG. So I tried to make it a better shooter RPG with better graphics and better atmosphere. That's my attempt at what I'm trying to do with this. All right. I don't know what that guy was trying to say, but I'm not gonna even try to. I'm gonna tell him he's dead.
Emperor of yours. Do me a favor and stay dead this time, eh?
Okay.
Had enough?
Oh shit. Oh crap! They took all my weapons. I have no weapons at all. Yeah, I mean, I did some things that made it a lot harder to survive. Like I've made the hardcore mode even more hardcore and more integrated into the game, and made the damage more like headshots do a lot more damage. Overall, it's a lot more lethal, a lot more like randomly destructive, kind of like the old Fallout games. So.
Had enough.
Alright, let me take all this stuff. Come on. Oh yeah, the 22 I could have hidden, couldn't I? Oh well. I have a little bit of bullets here. Oh, she's got a pool. She grabbed a pool key. That's funny. Not too bad. Yeah, I would like that. I would like a more smoother first third-person system too. Honestly, I think that the Bethesda engine just looks awful in third person. I never liked how it looked in third person or how it played. So I would have liked to. I would have liked to have a better third person view. Yeah, that'd be intense. They basically have to design a completely new camera system for it to work seamlessly in isometric mode as well. But that would be pretty cool. My idea for combining the current, like the immersive first or third person thing, I would look for inspiration if you wanted like cool turn-based combat. Valkyria Chronicles, I believe that's the name of the game. That game actually had a really cool system where, like, let's say, like, you see this character right here. It was turn-based, but it was like it was turn-based, but you're like playing basically a third-person action game. So you could you start your turn, and then as you walk, you're using your AP basically, and then you shoot, and you use some AP for that. And then when you're done doing when you run out of AP, your turn is ended, and everyone else does their turns. Then it goes back to your turn. Having an optional turn-based mode that plays like Valkyria Chronicles would actually be really cool, I think. All right. So Benny's a bad person. I think we've figured that out as much. So let me go and give Benny a piece of my mind.
Evening.
Wonder where Benny got off to.
Maybe I can cash in my chips. What was the cashier up here, I think? Yep, cashier's upstairs.
Welcome to the Tops. How can I help? In what currency would you like your payout? Non-cap currencies will have fractions paid out in caps. Caps it?
How many caps did I get? Oh, 14 caps? Really?
Thank you.
That's kind of awful. I thought I'd get a little bit more than that. Yeah, it would be kind of cool if they had more voice options. But the problem with voice is the more voice options and the more voice acting you have in a game, the less you want to do it. Like the less variants you want to do. Like you don't want to have to re-record like 5,000 lines of dialogue. So anyway, I need to get out of here. Where did Benny say he was off to? I think he was skipping town or whatever. I didn't do these mods myself. I'm not sure where that came out at. I have all the mods listed in the description. I think I have a fairly unique cocktail of mods, but I've been trying to find mods that kind of made the game more atmospheric, more dangerous, and more like the original games, and also just improve the shooting overall. Saints Row, you can get away with having a few different voices because there's not as much dialogue. All right. Elevator's out of order. It would be nice to have choices, though. I mean, it's good and bad in a way. Like, you can have a lot more options if you don't have voiced protagonists, but it is nice to have that, I guess. It's kind of it's good and bad. I have heard of the High Elves. Thank you.
How's it hanging?
Did I get my items back? Nope. Where are my items? Oh my god. Oh, I'm still technically in the hotel, I'm guessing, right? I doubt Benny's out here. Let me go back in the hotel. I definitely think that Fallout New Vegas Fallout New Vegas was basically like, whoa, let's go back a half step and go toward the original games. Like it was the, I think I said in my video that I did recently, it's the marriage between the new and the old Fallout games. Yeah, I said that earlier. I think that they could learn a lot from Mad Max, the 2015 game. Mad Max had great car combat and driving. I don't know if they need... That would be kind of a tall order to add that much car combat in there, but they should definitely add the whole, like, resource... Having to, you know... Having to siphon gas into your car and, you know, gas being a valuable resource you don't want to overexpend and whatnot. That would be a really cool way of handling fast travel.
The eyes of the mighty Kaiser are upon you.
Oh, this guy looks a little bit terrifying without lighting.
The exceptional gift of his mark. Any crimes you may have perpetrated against the Legion are hereby forgiven. Kaiser will not extend this mercy a second time. My lord requires your presence at his camp at Fortification Hill. His mark will guarantee your safe conduct through our lands. Incidentally, it will interest you to know that the man you seek has fled the strip and is likely making haste for Kaiser's camp as we speak.
Guy looks downright creepy without a lighting on his face.
Go to him. Seek Kaiser by way of...
Yeah, I mean, obviously if you're to do something... Oh. Oh, right, I picked up a bunch of stuff, so now I'm really over-encumbered. If they were to do something that massive to Fallout, they'd have to do a new engine. That's just the long and short of it. This engine just isn't cut out for anything beyond what they do with it, really. This engine is like... This is the engine that Tryon Worlds uses to make MMOs. You know, it's just a really kind of... It's functional. Apparently, it's fairly easy to work with, but you can't edit... The way they handle it, at least, you can't edit video settings in game. It's just really, really clunky. Not real optimized, not really well anything. It's just... It's what they're used to. It's basically what they've used since Morrowind. Just a newer version of it. So Bethesda just is stuck in the mud, you know, stuck their foot in the mud and just is using what works rather than what would be better. So I think they could definitely use a better engine, especially one with better physics and whatnot. Yeah, Gamebryo. Yeah, I mean, it's a decent engine, and I hear that from actual developers that Gamebryo isn't a bad engine. It's just not a particularly great one. It's not like a particularly amazing one, and I think they're trying to do too much with it, and they just don't know how to make a particularly flawless experience. I don't know. I think that, I mean, I think it's feasible to have gas. I mean, I like the whole Mad Max thing where, you know, gas becomes like the most, like in Road Warrior, gas becomes like the most valuable resource basically because you have to get around. Maybe you could get an electric car. That, oh yeah, there you go. You could start out with like fossil fuels and then you could upgrade to like a plasma cell powered car or something like that. And that would get you around, or a solar-powered car. That'd be kind of cool, right? I think we would have heard it if Obsidian was working on the next game. I think we would have heard about that by now. I don't know. I mean, Bethesda's trying to make it so you don't hear about a game 4 years before it's out. So maybe it'll be like Fallout 4, where you hear about it within a year of its release date. But... oh man, I have so much stuff. I'm so overloaded. Oh, I can give some stuff to, what's her face? Where is she? She's still with me? She didn't die, did she? She's still alive, right? Yeah, I mean, it would be similar to Power Armor. I think that Mad Max is a good example. There she is. I couldn't see her in the dark. That looks pretty gorgeous though with the distance blur. Oh Lord! All right, I'll give you tons of.
Something good for me? Is it a dress?
I still don't have a dress for this woman. What can I give her? Oh, I think I picked. Yeah, let me give her all this extra stuff. The ENB mod probably makes it pretty dark. It's a lot darker than normal. Hey Toast, how's it going? So let's see. Pre-board business wear. I'm just under my weight now, but I probably could get rid of some more stuff to have a little bit of breathing room here. Cutting. All right, I should be okay now.
Aw, you shouldn't have.
Oh.
It's just my taste. Thank you.
Okay, I guess she thought that was a nice outfit. Whatever floats her boat. I get she's sporting the sunglasses now too. Yeah, you need to get her a nice outfit. I can't stand that she's like running around in rags. Alright, I need to probably go to see Kaiser. No, I'm not using the mod I Toast sent me. Balls the dog is going to have to wait for another day. Even though Balls the dog sounds like the best companion ever. Alright, so where is Kaiser? That's the question. Oh. I should probably search his suite. Dang it.
Be advised. The Lucky 38 is not open to the general public. Trespassers will be shot.
Yeah, don't do any major spoilers for the games, please. Not everybody's finished everything, and some of the stuff toward the end of those games are really good. So... We're gonna take all my weapons again.
Hey, fellow, welcome. Smooth. Oh, and a friendly word of advice. If you happen to stumble, now that we got.
Yeah, I should definitely keep that 22 then, in case I ever get screwed over by people inside of these places. Yeah, doggo. I've got a couple of graphics mods. Got a texture mod, and I've got an ENB. It's Rudy ENB. It gives it kind of a sort of a purple to gold sort of color scheme. It looks pretty nice. Oh, I wish I could steal her dress. That'd be, I'm sure she would like that a lot. Not the stealing part. Yeah, Fallout 2 is great. It was, I played Fallout 1 first. I played Fallout 1 demo. I really, really liked it. Like, that demo was actually awesome. Then I bought Fallout 2, and Fallout 1 came with Fallout 2. That's back when games actually, like, tried to give you a lot for your dollar. Alright, where's it pointing me? It's pointing me... Oh, pointing me here, okay. Yeah, Fallout, that's like my ideal thing. If they went back to Fallout 1 setting, sort of like an actual reboot, and redid it with new graphics and mechanics and everything, that'd be amazing. Because the Fallout 1 setting was great. Everything made sense in Fallout 1. It's gotten less and less sensical as the time went on. Yeah, I'd say Fallout 1 story is better, but Fallout 2, if you patch it, it plays better. It's like smoother, less. You can do a lot more. You don't have to worry about timers much. So I'd say Fallout 2 is probably a better gameplay experience, although Fallout 1 had a better storyline. System Shock 2 is great. I prefer System Shock 2 over System Shock 1, even though I would similarly say that System Shock 1... I mean, they both have really good stories, but System Shock 1 had a better, like, plot, I guess. System Shock 2 existed because it needed to be a sequel, but... I mean, System Shock 2's story is great, too. I don't want to discount that story, but I do like what they did with System Shock 2. They made it a lot more of a lad's life. System Shock 2 made it a lot more of an RPG. Yeah, you can become a porn star. You can also become a pimp in Fallout 2. It's amazing. Yeah, I bring up that point specifically in my Fallout. I keep on referencing to my Fallout video, but the talking heads, they're crazy. I showed a little bit of it in my video. There isn't much material out there to show, but they had to manually sculpt heads out of clay and model them, and then 3D scan those, then rig them, and then animate them to make those heads. It's probably why they were so unique and weird looking. They were really kind of like creatively done, and apparently it took months to make even a single one. So like, they used them sparingly. Oh, hey, it's him. Yes, man. Let me see if there's anything else I can steal here. Yeah, you can pimp out your, if you're a woman, you can pimp out your husband. If you're a man, you can pimp out your wife and make money off of it. It's amazing. I mean, it's Fallout. It's a horrible, horrible world, so. Alright, this looks broken. Let me just save it before I talk to the yes man. Maybe I should increase if my speech will matter. Should I wear a nice suit? Nah, it's fine.
Hey! Hi there! Good to meet you. What can I do for you today?
Yeah, I think Fallout 1 has the best plot. It's very simple. Like, you start out and you don't know anything. It's just like you are, as far as you know, you're the first Vault Dweller to ever go into the Wasteland. It's just like a brand new, messed up world beyond your imagination. That's what was good about Fallout 1. It was just a brand new thing. I'm actually not using a headset. It's actually, I'll show you. It's a Fostex X00, I think. It's a really nice wood. It's like a wood cup headphones. Doesn't have a mic on it, so that's why I use my mic. But it's really nice. It's like $400, but it's actually made out of like proper wood. They have like a black wood version, a cherry wood version. It's very nice. Yeah, it's pretty much audiophile status. It's if you run an equalizer and listen to something like music, you know, FLAC or WAV file, it's just like amazing. It feels, if you have a really good audio to listen to, it sounds like you're there. It's really good, really nice. Let me talk to, where's Benny?
He came through here in a big hurry. Didn't even stop to say hello. I think he went down his secret escape elevator out in the hall. Good question. My function is to monitor Mr. House's data network and decode his encrypted transmissions. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm a PDQ-88B Securitron, but you can call me Yes Man.
I answer your question, Sir Nermexis. I set up a little bit different this time. But basically, I installed Nevada Skies, which is a weather mod. Then I got Rudy ENB and installed specifically the Rudy ENB version that is meant to work with Nevada Skies. And then I had trouble with the wrapper, I think, and then I tried the injector, but then I had trouble with the injector, so I went back to the wrapper and it worked. I just had to do a couple things, but yeah, it ended up working just pretty much just fine. Yeah, they took out a lot of weapons out of Fallout 1 and 2. I actually installed a mod that was supposed to bring a lot of them back. I just haven't run across many yet in this game yet.
It's what Benny always called me. Probably because I'm programmed.
He does kind of sound like David Cross, doesn't he? I wonder who actually did his voice.
Oh, he had some help. A lady friend of his. She said something about living in a fort over in Freeside. But that's all I remember.
Yeah, I installed the classic Fallout mod. Brings back like the classic railgun and various other weapons too, so.
Sure. Benny had me look at it a bunch of times. It's a data storage device. Kind of like a holotape, but a lot more advanced. As for what's on it, well, some of Mr. House's data transmissions made it sound like the chip could upgrade his defenses somehow. That's just a guess, though. The chip's a proprietary format. You need special hardware to read the data on it.
Yeah.
There are 2 locations with non-standard hardware on the network. The Lucky 38 and an underground facility at Fortification Hill. I'd look there.
Yeah, I love the look of the weapons in Fallout 1 and 2. Like the 10mm SMG is like my favorite gun in the game, aside from like maybe the Gauss rifle. But yeah, the SMG just has a classic, like, awesome SMG look, and I love being able to load it up with, you know, full metal jacket and hollow point and armor piercing. Like, that was just such a fun system, and it felt really visceral, you know.
This is Benny's workshop. When the tops got renovated, he had this half of the floor blocked off for his own use.
Yeah, Gauss rifle's boss.
I guess you could say it's my entire world. I don't think I've ever left this room, but that's okay. I'm not complaining.
Almost get a little bit of Claptrap, a little bit. I think this, no. No, actually, Borderlands is before Fallout, actually, now that I think about it.
Oh, he wants to kill Mr. House and use the
Fallout 3, I should say, not Fallout 1 and 2, obviously.
computational matrix onto the Lucky 38's mainframe. That should give me control over all Mr. House's defenses, most prominently his Securitrons. And then I just do what Betty tells me. Easy peasy.
Yeah, as I show in my Fallout, why Fallout is in Fallout video, Fallout 3 is very green, you're right. But if you look at, I show some side-by-side comparison screenshots I found on the internet, it looks even worse without the green. Because then it just looks really, really dull. So, I don't know, it's hard to say which one even looks better.
I was programmed to be helpful and answer any questions I was asked. I guess nobody bothered to restrict who I answer questions for. That was probably pretty dumb, huh? Then I'd have to help you. I mean, it seems pretty obvious Benny wouldn't want me to, but hey, not my fault I can't say no. Again,
Yes, man, it's just so helpful.
to eliminate Mr. House and install my neurocomputational matrix on the Lucky 38's mainframe. Given how you're a new arrival, I also recommend that you get to know some of the region's tribes, so you can decide how you feel about them.
Yeah, I don't like the redesign of the Gauss rifle. It looks weird.
The Legion should be close to attacking Hoover Dam, and we'll execute the last phase of the plan. Oh no, I didn't mean that. Who needs their support? The Securitrons will be all the support you need. What I meant is, you should get to know these tribes and decide which ones you like and which you don't. You know.
What would I do if someone donated $1,000? I'd be really, really thankful. I'd try to be responsible with it, probably put it into savings or whatever. I'd like to do, you know, streaming on the side, but primarily video essays as a full-time thing. I think that'd be awesome, but I need to be getting a lot more views and or a lot more Patreon dollars to actually pull it off. So it's a future goal if it ever happens. Right now, it's just a side thing. It's awesome. I've gotten a ton of feedback, ton of support, everything. I'm totally happy about that. But yeah. Oh, you don't like the ENB? Probably you don't like the depth of field, I'm guessing. See, I don't mind it. I think it's fine, but
It makes me feel really dumb to admit this, but I don't actually know. I've never been inside the Lucky 38. No one has. Mr. House is in there, though. It's the central node of his entire network. You have? Wow, that's amazing. You can murder Mr. House whenever you want. I mean, Benny was always scheming about how he was going to get into the Lucky 38, but you already took care of that. Wow. The other thing
I like yes, man.
You know, the one Benny killed a courier for over near Good Springs. I knew he was carrying the platinum chip, and I knew right where Benny should wait for him. That's why Benny put me here, to monitor Mr. House.
Debating who I want to side with. I'm thinking Yes Man or Kaiser. What do you guys think?
Quite a decryptor. Did you know that Mr. House spent 812,545 caps hiring salvage teams to find the platinum chip just in the last year alone? Of course you didn't. Or that there were 7 couriers, but 6 of them were carrying junk. How about their exact routes and the mercenary teams that screened them? I knew all that. Pretty smart, huh? I know that's not true, because you still have a head. That's not funny, you getting shot in the head. I really shouldn't have taken so much pride in how I set that up, huh? I feel really bad right now.
Oh yeah, Jake Maisley. I can tell you exactly why the gore seems better in the old games. This is basically like let me try to really badly demonstrate. In Fallout 3 Plus, they basically put a bunch of parts together to make a body. And then as soon as you kill a guy and he explodes, they just go like break apart with physics. You notice how like things just go like, and they just like fly apart and like little blood particles fly everywhere. It's the laziest way you can do that. It's like, it looks cool, but it's just like, you might as well just have, people might as well just be made of bricks or Legos. What Fallout 1 and 2 did, these actually specifically animated each death. So like if you got killed with fire, they'd like ignite on flames and like run around, you know, screaming or whatever. If you killed them with like a laser gun, they would like burn to a crisp and like disintegrate into a pile of ash. If you shot them with like a normal one-shot gun, like a Gauss rifle, a hunter rifle, you would like see a chunk of their chest blow off and you see their exposed rib cage. Or if you shot them with like a minigun or an SMG, you would see little bits of them go like fly off, like their body would be intact, but you see entire chunks of them fly off in little bits. And there's some special deaths too, like especially if you had a bloody mess or whatever. Like if you kill certain people, they just like, one death is insane where a guy, you actually blow an entire side off of the guy and you see his intestines coming out of the side of his body as he still crawls away with like his intestines and blood trailing behind him. It was like super gruesome. They were specifically animated. That's why they were so much more gruesome. They didn't just rely on basic physics to, you know, explode apart. They actually animated the gruesomeness frame by frame. Oh, and the cutting lasers, yeah. You could, if you did like a bloody mess or a crit with like a laser gun, it would like slice them in half like they're like a block of cheese. It was crazy.
No kidding, he was running fast. He better pace himself. He has to run all the way to Fortification Hill. There's an underground facility there that might have the special hardware required to use the data on the Platinum chip. It's too bad Caesar's Legion built its camp right above it. Talk about inconvenient. The Platinum chip is the key to overriding and exploiting Mr. House's defenses. Did I just say exploiting? That's... I'd take it straight to Mr.
Alright, I'm just going to burn through this a little bit.
The big question is, what? He might upgrade his defensive capability, but then those defensive upgrades might make it harder for you to finish him off. Let me know when it's done and I'll roll over to the Lucky 38. If I'm right about the chip, this is gonna be great. I'm gonna help you accomplish so much, whether I... Right! It's one... My guess is it has... Neat. See your...
So I think I should check out Kaiser probably. Yeah, I agree, Jake. It's just kind of, it's automated like basic physics, but the problem is they don't, it would be amazing. What would be amazing is if they actually built bodies like properly and all the inner anatomy, like if you built all the bones, if you had all the intestines and flesh and layers and stuff all done, and then added physics on top of that, that would be absolutely breathtaking. It would be just like incredibly gory. But the problem is they basically build the ragdolls out of just, you know, Legos essentially, and so they just break apart like just chunks. It doesn't look particularly impressive when it happens. It works, it just doesn't look very impressive. Yeah, hopefully they add more to that, because I think the gruesome deaths of Fallout 1 and 2 are some of its best aspects. Like, there's just times where you unload your SMG and for whatever reason it just like obliterates a few guys and it just looks so crazy and so intense.
Hello. What on earth is that creature?
Alright. I'll get out of here, I guess. Like, get all my items back. should probably wait. Can I wait until morning, probably? There are some games with a good story nowadays, but it seems like they're farther and few between. I think game development just got a lot more. I need sleep, actually. Game development's just gotten a lot more cynical, I guess. Yeah, Jake, that's actually a really good analogy. It seems like now that we have better technology, we'd rather just do the easy way, do the CG, you know, quickie, easy way, rather than the really like you said, like for example, now we just do CG blood where it just has like a, you know, After Effects like splurt, and it looks okay, but it doesn't really impress you. Whereas before they actually would have packets of like blood. They call them squibs. They have packets of blood with little minor explosives in them, and they'd embed them in people's clothing. And so all of a sudden you cut to a shot and people were actually having essentially firecrackers, like small firecrackers with coloring, just like go, and so it looked really, really impressive and looked really, really gruesome and realistic. Yeah, the games look really rough. Like, even with all the mods, like look at that. There's like no shadows anywhere. It is really annoying how there's just some basic things would make the game look a lot better. I need to sleep for a couple hours though. That'd be awesome. Yeah, they just took a lot of little. Oh, I'm hungry now, so that's why I can't get my stuff. Let's see. I need to eat a lot more. They took out aimed melee as well. Now it's just like one, you melee the body, but you used to be able to like aim for a guy's arm or leg or head or even groin by just punching or kicking them. Like that was actually pretty cool. If you wanted to, you could just run up, kick a guy in the nuts, and run away. And if you hit him hard enough, they'd collapse on the ground and cry in pain. It was pretty amazing. Like there's so many things you could do in the old Fallout games that they took out. I mean, obviously a lot of things in the new Fallout games you can't do in the old games, but games were pretty amazing for their time. Yeah, they just don't have very good. Oh, I'm just dropping everything, aren't I? I'm so dumb. I'm so used to games where right click is use. That's my problem. Okay, eat apple, eat apple, eat maize, eat maize. There we go.
High roller sweet.
Yeah, aiming for the eyes was pretty cool, and I liked how every creature had their own new set of things. Like sometimes you'd hit the robot sensor instead of the eyes, or you'd hit the, you know, something else on a rad scorpion. It's kind of cool.
Casino floor.
It's just most mainstream games these days are so expensive and require so much investment that people are terrified of trying anything new. Which is so stupid because everything will eventually be all the same and nobody will want any games.
Are you the courier who caused all of that trouble in the tops? Oh, well, we heard, we meaning the followers of the apocalypse, that you had been in there. The Lucky 38, I mean.
Yeah, it's silly that they didn't.
You could help us. If it's not too much trouble, of course.
Yeah, it's silly that they took out grain shots. There's like no reason.
This is important enough to the followers that we scraped together the caps required for the credit check. And I'm staying at Vault 21, which is pretty cheap for the strip anyway.
Yeah, I kind of like the 80s comeback. Like, I like that Mad Max came back and action movies are actually becoming action movies again. Like, you know, we're actually getting some really good, solid, fun action movies. 80s was fun. I mean, there was some bad things about the 80s too, but there was really just like the music was fun, the movies were fun, the games were fun. Like everything was just like energetic and trying to entertain rather than like, you know, oh, we got better not offend or better not do this or better not do that. It was such a different culture back then.
Oh, great. The followers of the apocalypse. Well, some of us.
Yeah, Olaf, there's actually a mod that does that, but I really miss the descriptions as well. One of my favorites was the 44 Magnum, which the entire description was literally a word-for-word quote out of Dirty Harry. It's like, I bet you if you're lucky, don't you bunk, and everything like that. It's the entire description is just a Dirty Harry quote. It's amazing.
Right. We just want to find
tips on how to start Fallout 1.
It could be of great benefit to the people we try to help.
Hey, thanks, Cyberware. I appreciate that.
Hard to diagnose illnesses.
Starting, yeah, the most powerful handgun in the world, exactly. The Fallout 1, it's really tempting to make a melee-focused character. I would make a character that has really good shooting, like a lot of perception, a lot of good. For your first time, you want to go really have a lot of combat, or else it's going to be hard for you. Later on, you can be more. All right, whatever. You can be a lot more risky and try something new. Like you can be like a smooth talk or whatever. But early on, you probably want to have a lot of combat ability. So I would recommend a lot of perception, a lot of small guns, maybe some melee, maybe some strength. The problem with the original games is that it's really tempting to not put anything into strength, because of when you get power armor, your strength will get maxed to 10. So there's that aspect to it. But if you try not to metagame it too much, you know, make your characters balanced, a lot of health, a lot of guns, a lot of perception. And yeah, that should be a pretty good start. I think the combo that I liked, I think, was finesse and gifted, if I remember right, or gifted and skilled or whatever. One adds to all your skills, and another one adds to all your abilities, I believe. All your ability score, like attributes, at some cost. But they kind of negate the bad parts of each other, and they overall make your character overall a bit better. Yeah, agility adds to your action points, so I'd add some of that. Like perception, agility, perception, agility, endurance are like your stats you probably want to focus on. Oh, there's the quote. Last stream, everybody was saying that quote over and over again. Like, you know, British Mojave makes you wish for a nuclear winter. I'm just going in circles now. Let's see. Where do I want to go now? Let me see if I can go to... There's a perk for adding to an attribute, wasn't there? I thought there was. Yeah, I'm a proponent that they should add in like Mad Max style cars into the game as travel. But there should also be like caravans and things like that too. I think that'd be pretty awesome. Skilled and gifted, I think that's right. Yeah, it lowers your amount of perks, which is unfortunate, but... Yeah, you get perks less often, and it's like normally 3 levels, and then I think it goes up to 4, but overall your character will be overall better, so... Alright, let me see if I can go to the gun runners maybe. Oh yeah, you're right. I think actually, the car is, you have to charge it with something. I guess that would still work within the game.
Hello, welcome, sir.
Well, I do like the idea of having to do gas, but Yeah, unfortunately, I'd quite often dump charisma and luck just because the combat is pretty brutal, so you kind of want to have as many points into that as possible, but just experiment. Like, once you get the hang of the game, you can then create like a smooth talker character, and what's awesome is if you have a high enough charisma, you can actually get more than normal followers, so you can actually have your followers do the work for you in some ways. Yeah, there you go. It was fusion cells. Yeah, they could figure out something with that. Like, I think it'd be kind of cool if you start out with like a rough vehicle. Maybe it had like you said, maybe a biodiesel engine, and then you had to scrounge around for biodiesel and fill her up or whatever. But then maybe you could upgrade it to have a more efficient system which you could actually recharge or whatever. Maybe you could even add on to your car like a solar cell or whatever to kind of recharge slowly while it's in daylight. It'd be kind of interesting. Alright, I need to get some ammo. Or do I, actually? Alright, the 12.77 round. 10 each. Ooh. DPS 170 for that. Says the grease gun is better. I don't know. Probably sell that. Yeah, I think that I think Bethesda just kind of got the whole world wrong in Fallout 4. It looks pretty. Like, I think the thing that they actually did okay was like the rocket gas station things. Those actually look kind of like old school Fallout. Those look okay. But the wooden buildings were way too intact for 200 years after atomic bomb nuclear apocalypse. And everything else, like bricks, were too intact. Like, honestly, the Commonwealth in most of Fallout 4 looks better than it would after 200 years of no bombs, let alone with bombs. Like, if you look at old abandoned buildings, like I keep on referencing Detroit because it's funny, but old abandoned buildings, and like, for example, literally like a couple months ago, I threw out a barbecue grill that I'd left outside in the weather for a year. It had a rusted out hole that big. It was like all rusted out at the bottom after being out in the weather for 1 year. There are barbecues in Fallout 4 that are completely intact after 200 years. That's how ridiculous it is. It looks kind of cool and looks kind of pretty, but it doesn't seem to make much sense to me. Oh man, it's gonna be a lot of money. Maybe what, 50? Maybe I can sell some more stuff here. Let's probably sell a straight razor. Oh, a straight razor was hidden though. No, I should keep that. Yeah, I made that exact point in my video that I compared Fallout 4 to Detroit, and I said Detroit probably looks worse. It's a role-playing game, so you should be able to believe in the world, you know? Like in Witcher 3, I completely believe that world. It looked just like I could feel the atmosphere and the world around me. I never said like, oh, that doesn't make any sense or whatever. The world seemed real to me, and I don't think Fallout Fallout 4 just seemed too clean and too orderly for 2 centuries after the bombs. The color palette is closer to the original, but it's too colorful and not enough destruction. Like, wooden buildings would just be completely in disrepair or destroyed in 200 years, you know? I don't think any of that should have been still standing. Oh my god, that's so expensive. Alright. Got a lot of ammo for the 12.7 millimeter.
Come back.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of shows you why Fallout's changed so much in the hands of Bethesda's, because they want to get a bigger audience. They're like, okay, we're not going to sell as many copies if the game looks ugly. If it looks like tarnished, if it looks rusty, if it looks destroyed. So let's make the wasteland prettier, I guess. It's like they're kind of like, okay, well, Fallout's too apocalyptic. Let's scale it back so we can get more of the Skyrim audience. That's my take on it. I don't know if that's true, but... Alright. Let's see if there's anything here I can... So, hunting rifle, 5, maybe 6. Actually got a lot of laser rifle ammo. That's pretty cool, I guess. Actually got quite a bit of ammo, so let me go out and kill some stuff, I guess. Well, I need to get rid of... Actually, where is she? Oh, is she left behind? She's left behind at the damn casino. I gotta go back and get her. Yeah, I agree with you, Jake. They really went far to grab all the nostalgia and all the superficial elements of Fallout and reincorporate those into the game, but without thinking of like how that's actually going to affect the world or what that would exist in.
No, sorry, I get distracted. Been scavenging too.
Okay, she's with me now. Like they really need to think things through. Like my one example somebody brought up the other day was really a good example was why are there red scorpions in Boston or Washington D.C. Red scorpions were radiated scorpions from the southwestern desert. They should have something completely different in Washington D.C. So they obviously wanted the game to look and feel like Fallout, whether that made sense in the world or not. And they wanted to go to a completely different area, so they weren't like constantly, you know, having to deal with lore, either breaking lore or having to adhere to pre-established lore. They wanted to make their own thing. I mean, maybe since the red scorpions were so big, they decided to move around, but I mean, like... I don't know. I don't think there's many scorpions in Washington, D.C. Maybe I can pawn off some of the stuff that I'm having my NPC companion carry to get some more. All right, shoot with me now. Oh, shoot with me now. Okay. Yeah, like Gecko, or that Gecko on a stick or whatever was like a famous thing. They brought that in because, hey, it's Fallout. Not really thinking like, where are you going to get a gecko in Washington, D.C.? Like they could have done something really interesting, like what's the ecosystem like, and what are the weird monsters in DC like? Like what are in DC? I don't know, maybe they could have like weird mutant bears or something like that. I don't know. Or are there even bears on the East Coast? I don't know. I don't even know if there are those kind of things in the New England, but they can find New England things and like mutate those or whatever. Maybe because of the mutation, maybe like there's like messed up moose and bears from Canada that came down or something. Who knows? Yeah, Maxime, I agree that would make more sense and make it more interesting. But no, we got death claws, you got rad scorpions, you got the works. Alright, is there anything else here, still here that's actually worth anything? Not really.
Welcome, sir or madam. Do you wish to purchase some?
Yeah, I wasn't really a fan of Fallout 4's the whole synth thing. Just didn't seem like a Fallout thing. I don't know. Wasn't really into that. Granted, Fallout's done some weird things like aliens and stuff, but I don't know. I'm getting like nothing from these, so well. Oh man, that'd be better if I would wear those. That's what's annoying about these kind of items is like I like having bonuses, but look at that. Like, there's no reason you shouldn't just put on your trader outfit every time you sell stuff. Even though like literally wearing a different shirt shouldn't affect how much money you can make, but I don't know. It seems like Bethesda is making Fallout less apocalyptic. That's the trend seems to be, which doesn't seem like... Isn't that the whole attraction to the setting, was how apocalyptic it was? I mean, that's what I liked about it. I'm only getting 13 caps for that. That's terrible. Guess I didn't really have a lot. Oh, wait, I had packs of cigarettes, didn't I? That's a little bit of money. That wasn't that much, though. Ah, well.
Come back.
Okay, got the beautiful wasteland. That's kind of cool. It's got like a little peppering of clouds. Like, this is probably the biggest noticeable thing visually since I've been playing. I managed to get this new weather mod, the Nevada skies, to work. So like every let me do a hard save and then I'll show you. So like you see the kind of peppering clouds here. Let me wait a few hours. And then I'll show you the next day how the clouds and stuff will change. So now it's sky. Oh, it's really bright. I can't see anything out here. Dang. Let's see tomorrow. Let's see what the clouds and stuff are like tomorrow. Probably won't. I'll probably go back to the save because I don't want to waste all the food and sleep and everything. This is a crate. Yeah, I'm already like starving and stuff. Oh yeah, check it out. This is like a kind of creepy dawn. Let's see what it looks like in a couple hours. Oh, there's a fallen storm. Okay, that's just a yeah, let's not do that. This game has quick saving too. I don't trust quick saving as much as saving it manually, so. But yeah, anyways, you can see the different weather every day. I guess there's even raining and snowing and stuff sometimes, so apparently. How's my nutrition and stuff? Maybe I should eat something. Eat some maize. Alright. And this, if you're not familiar with my streams, this is a mod that kind of brings back the old school world map travel, and I have a random encounters. So if I need to get around or whatever, I can do that. But there's also random encounters. So yeah, for me it would be, I don't know. It's hard to say. Judging vanilla games without any unofficial... I see the clouds are different now. That's cool. Judging the official games, I'd have to say purely from official patches. Oops. Who is that? Oh, just some fiends. Oh. I'm sorry, Veronica. I didn't mean to hit you. I would rank Fallout 2, Fallout 1, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 3, Fallout 4. Fallout 4 is more of a shooter, better shooter, but worse Fallout game. That was a random level up. Okay. Cool. Let's see. What do I do here? Right, I've been working on lockpicking. I have no problem running the old games on the new systems. If you tried the latest Steam version and the GOG versions, they work fine. Oh, you mean how small everything is? I can't pronounce your name. I don't play it at the top resolution. Like I have a 3560 by 1440 monitor, and if I were to play Fallout at that resolution, it would look like an RTS game. It would look terrible. I always run it. I run it like a 720p or maybe 1080p. Probably 720p actually. It'd look even better. I don't know if scanlines look very good on Fallout. Scanlines looks better on like old school console games, I think, like SNES games. Genesis maybe. I probably should get Commando. Oh, Finesse, that'd actually be pretty good. There's a lot of good options here. Some of these are actually new perks from mods I've added, so. Fallout 4 was a modification of the creation engine which was the engine that Skyrim used, which is a modification of the Embryo engine. So not really. It's kind of its own thing, but not really. Yeah, that's a pretty much hit on the nail on the head. A lot of the stuff that Fallout 3 did was basically pulled right from Oblivion, and all the changes from Fallout 3 to Fallout 4 was basically what Skyrim did to Oblivion. So yeah, Oblivion with guns, Skyrim with guns, roughly. I mean, they did a lot of work on it. They added VATS and all that other stuff, but the transition from Fallout 3 to Fallout 4 can be traced the same way that the transition from Oblivion to Skyrim. The simplification of all the stats, the simplification down to just perks only and stuff, it's all that. So, oh, I almost want to get strong back just for that, but I should probably get something else. That would be kind of cool to be able to gamble more. I would like the extra money. I don't know. Gunslinger, Commando, or strong back. I almost want to do I guess crits probably. Slim's crits are just ridiculously overpowered in games. Probably. I'll do finesse, I guess. Which one is this one? Oh, this is the SMG, isn't it? Yeah. I think I heard some guys over here. Yeah, I mean, Fallout 4 definitely had a good concept. It just didn't quite pay off on the... Oh, poor Brahmin. What are you guys doing here? Yeah, I mean, it just didn't really pay off. I have to say that modern Bethesda aren't as good at creating stories as they think they are. They're good at creating settings, and they're good at creating, like, worlds. Like, lots and lots of content, they're good at creating that. They're just not as good at creating an actual compelling story. And Fallout 4 decided to say, hey, you know what Fallout really needs is a really, really personal story that kind of locks you into a certain thing rather than making your own story. Like, that's not what Fallout needed, but that's what they thought Fallout needed. And they're not particularly great at creating a really compelling main quest story. The Brahmin didn't do anything wrong. They're already mutated and suffering. Metal box, metal box, metal box. Seems all empty here. Yeah, nothing particularly important. What's in here? Empty, that's what's in there. I don't know, I just randomly tripped across this part. I don't know what quest this is part of. Oh, these are the damn ants. Screw these ants. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, Bethesda's just... It's kind of silly. I think a simple mystery with or a simple objective with a very open-ended way of accomplishing it is the best. Like, the water chip was a good idea because you had no idea where to get one. You just had to, you know, ask people around and figure out things, so... Alright, what are these guys over here? This is from last stream. I killed this guy in cold blood. I feel bad about that. I have not played Nuke World yet. I saw some people mod Oblivion to look really, really good. I want to play that more. It's probably the one, aside from Elder Scrolls Arena, it's the mainline Elder Scrolls game I played the least of, is Oblivion. Oh, brutal. Just wandering around here. Does look considerably better than the vanilla game though. Like if you look at like Xbox 360 footage of this game, this looks like a different game entirely. It looks like a sequel to it. All right, I'm going to take a 2-minute break here. 1 second. All right, I'm back. Oh, heard there was some sort of comment about my shirt showing whatever. The reason is I'm 6'8", and so I'm wearing a large T-shirt right now, and it still isn't long enough for me. So that's why it's incredibly frustrating. Yeah, wasn't that funny in E3 where they're like, get ready for the next gen experience, and it's like Minecraft in 4K. It's just like, really? I'm pretty sure that's not the next gen experience, but okay. Yeah, I'm really, really tall. I'm stupidly tall. I don't think I have any Norwegian in me. I have some German, some Greek, some whatever. But yeah, I'm just tall. My mom was tall. My father was tall. But I'm way taller than both of them. So I guess I just kind of rolled. Got a high roll on my height stat or something. All right. That was a really pretty sunset, actually, like this. I used to live up in Washington State, which in an area which had a lot of Norwegians. I don't know if that counts. I don't know, Mysterious Stranger. Why are you still watching this? It's 5 a.m. Go to bed. Ooh, I think that's Deathclaw. Let me go hunt a Deathclaw. I don't think I've killed one of those yet in this playthrough. I'm just a mix of everything. I don't really... I actually have the most Greek in me, and Greeks aren't necessarily known to be tall. That's a lot of them. Ooh, maybe I should use this then. Here, Deathclaws. Yeah, I think Seattle would be kind of a cool place to do Fallout because it's got enough weird terrain for it. Oh, she's gonna die. Yep, she died. Okay, well, maybe I should have her stand back. Alright, hey, you. You... wait here.
Should have brought something.
Yeah, a Fallout game in Seattle would be awesome, I think. I used to live around Seattle for like 18 years, so I'm a Washingtonian at my roots, so I think that'd be pretty cool. Oh god. Oh lord. Cripple it. Severe tennis elbow. Oh god, another one. Oh, one shot. Brutal. Yeah, probably because all the mods and stuff I have too.
Should have brought something to read.
Probably isn't making it any easier. Here, Deathclaws. Also getting really dark. Let me see if I can get a little bit rough at these guys. Oh, he sees me. Oh, that does not do much to him. Oh, God. Nope. Doesn't do a lot of damage to them, surprisingly. I didn't merge my plugins. No, I don't think so. We gotta laser these guys. That is some weird looking laser there.
Trouble.
Oh, I didn't tell her to go away. Okay, well, I guess she can kill them while they're down. Uh-oh. No, no, stay away, woman. Nice. She can kill it while it's down, I guess. There we go. Nope, she's good. If I knock it down for her, she can finish it off. Fallout 2 is like a more open Fallout 1, I think. Like it doesn't have as much of a compelling main story. It's basically almost like a retread of the same idea where you're of a small community and you need a specific like MacGuffin. In the first game it's water chip, in the second game it's the Gek. So ooh, I'm gonna take those. So it's the same idea, but there's like the actual antagonists and everything like that aren't really, they're not directly related to or really correlate to your main mission. So it's more of an open world game. Like you're meant to make your own. I think of Fallout 2 as you're making your own story rather than following that particular story, basically. So. Oh, it's really dark out here. I should find something indoors. Oh, it looks like a storm's coming in. What the hell killed her? What killed Veronica? Oh, that killed Veronica. Okay. I've not played the Project Brazil mod yet. I think I've heard good things about it. Alright, I need to get inside, I think. Oh, that's boarded up. Yeah, and I can kind of see that there's a lot of death claws around here. Oh, there's no entrance to the building? Oh, that's annoying. So probably a good time to get into this area because I can't see anything. I think the weather is kind of messed up here. Is this like a fog or something? It looks really odd. It's like a permanent ring of particle effects just surrounds me. I wonder if it was supposed to be the storm, but it was kind of bugged out. Yeah, I think this is supposed to be a fog, but it's just something's kind of wacky about it. I wonder if I'm running it at a frame rate higher than it's supposed to be. Yeah, it doesn't look particularly great. I don't know, people are dumb. People are silly. Maybe I'll just fast travel somewhere. Let's see, where do I want to go? Yeah, I have Nevada skies. Oh, here we go. Here's the weather. I have Nevada skies right now installed. Or am I back to... I went back to where I was. Okay. Maybe down the road a bit. Yeah, I blocked him. I don't know what his deal was. If he's a troll, he's not a very good one. Still really dusty. Yeah, I'm just trying it out. I like some of the things. Maybe enhanced weather would be better. I don't know. Whatever this thing was built off of looks fine if you're completely still. But as soon as you move or turn, it just looks terrible. I don't know. Like, this is just a really bad effect because it rotates all the particles around you. So it just ends up looking awful. Oh. Who are these guys? Oh, Pottergangers. My best friends. Oh. Tear her up. Yeah, well, not as bad as the trolls I got in my my first stream. Just repeat the same words over and over again. It was so bad and predictable, I could actually block them using the words. Kind of silly. Where's the other guy who died? Yeah, I agree. It's not even clever trolling. It's just stupid. Okay, here's something out of the wilderness. I don't know what that is. There are very intelligent super mutants that are lore friendly. There was Frank Horrigan, and there were super mutants even in as far as Fallout 1 that were very intelligent. Oh, what is going on? I don't even see who's shooting at me. Oh. There he is. And a complete miss, of course. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the whole... I'd have to do so much research to figure out what the actually lore is supposed to be, because, I mean... You have, if the master created the super mutants, then why are the super mutants over on the other side of the coast? I don't know. It's weird. Who dat?
Trouble. That's enough of that.
Almost out of ammo on this gun. Let me switch to another gun. Plasma Defender. Do that, I guess. Yeah, I had to look at the lore and everything to figure it out. I'm sure they explain it somehow. It's just, again, they're making a Fallout game, so it had to have super mutants in it. They had to have red scorpions, they had to have deathclaws, they had to have super mutants, they had to have ghouls, regardless of whether that made sense or not. So, I mean, I guess that makes sense. I guess that they were testing FAV. I'm not saying it shouldn't have super mutants, but. Yeah. They're also scary in the original games. Like when you saw a super mutant, you're like, oh god, you actually had to like think about yourself, because they would just tear you apart. And quite often they were wielding heavy weapons or even worse, heavy energy weapons. So they were just like laser minigun, boom, just they tear apart your entire party. Yeah, like I said, they're like super soldiers. They weren't just like in Bethesda Fallout. They're like more like orcs. You know, they just kind of like, oh, monster, put here, whatever. Oh, bad shot with this. Oh, that got me. Okay. Oh, he killed me there. This is really bad for my... Is there a bed in here? Maybe I can just pass the time. There is. Let me pass the time to tomorrow. I need to eat. I'm still low on H2O. Let me drink some more. There we go. It looks so blurry. This bloom effect on this weather, particular weather, is pretty rough. Got some bees, got a little shack out there. Some powder gangers. Ooh, that was a nice shot. I see you over there. Nothing like shooting some varmints and some powder gangers in the morning, right? I think one of the most impressive things in the Fallout games was seeing Frank Horgan the first time in the Wasteland. You're like, oh my god, is that a freaking super mutant enclave in power armor? Smallest zone ever. $50 lockpick. What is my lockpick up to now, anyway? Lockpick. Oh, it's already at 48. That's pretty good. Just next level, I'll be able to pick average stuff. Yeah. This is a neat little place. It's neat. I don't think I can actually interact with it, though. Yeah, I think you need to kind of temper how often you meet the Enclave. They should be mysterious. That's what they were for a little while, but then they just kind of, you know, again, tick the list. Enclave here, you know, super mutant there, ghouls here. Oh, I see a powder ganger. I saw a powder ganger. Can't tell how much of this is the new, oh. I'm gonna miss him. Yep. Oh. I guess they do use explosives. Is she okay?
You're making me carry the heavy stuff, aren't you?
I can give her a give her a stim pack or two. Whoa, my God! What? Oh, the mines. Yeah, what I hated about how ghouls look in the new Fallout games is like how they try to stick hair on top of them, like they're all wearing wigs or something. I really don't like that. It just didn't look very believable. Oh no, the storm's coming in. Maybe I'll just skedaddle, I guess. Yeah, let me find some place to go into cover. Oh, got ambushed by golden geckos.
Trouble.
Bye-bye, gecko. Where's the other one? Yeah, all the mods are in the description. Various mods to add new weapons, interface, graphics, yeah, all that kind of fun stuff. Weather. Yeah, I think hair would be the first thing you'd lose over with an immense amount of radiation. Oh, is this the place with the, this looks like the place that had this, semi-friendly, super mutant here, but maybe wrong. Harold is great. I like Harold. Oh, more death claws. Uh-oh, this death claw is really pissed at me. Let me cripple him. I got him. How does he still see me if his head's broken? Nope, don't kill her.
Come on.
Oh, nice.
I've had worse.
Yeah, I should just smack the death claw up with the head. That worked. Melee weapon. I think I just have a. I just have the combat knife. I think that was, or a cleaver. Yeah, combat knife's probably my best bet here. I should probably go up to Kaiser, shouldn't I? Probably end off the stream in not too long. I don't think I can do another 5-hour stream like I did last time. That was a little intense. Alright, Neil. Hey, Neil.
It's a dangerous place, human, especially for your kind. I suggest you turn back.
Oh, that lip syncing now.
There's good waiting for you further on. You must have heard her radio broadcasts. Though why a human would follow her invitation here is beyond me, unless you didn't listen very closely. The voice on the radio belongs to Tabitha, the supreme commander of Black Mountain, or as she calls it, the state of Utopia. She took control of this place almost 2 years ago. The super mutants here do whatever she says, and she says humans are to be killed on sight. For years, Black Mountain was a peaceful community. Its leader, Marcus, broadcast an invitation to mutants throughout the wasteland. That's how I found Black Mountain. So did others.
Yeah, I actually really liked Kaiser's writing.
Marcus welcomed
kind of
his mistake. The community ended up being mostly second.
Takes your expectations and kind of flips it every once in a while.
Fine until the Nightkin came along, led by Tabitha. In a week, she had most of the second gens thinking she was some kind of prophet, and that she should be broadcasting her truth, not Marcus. Marcus saw what was coming and decided to leave before things got out of hand. He smashed the radio and left to found Jacobstown. There's a sad story behind that. Marcus smashed it just fine, but while we were gone, some ghoul named Raoul came along. Tabitha turned him into her personal mechanic. A slave, really. See, if I'd been standing down here, I could have warned him before it was too late.
Guess that makes sense that I talked to this guy since I put a super mutant on my thumbnail. See? True advertising. Seems like a fairly nice guy here. He's got nothing to steal. Oh. Got a couple, other than a couple of frag grenades. Kind of random what is considered stealing and what isn't. Sometimes I feel it's not really marked very well. Oh. That's a lot of mutants down there, isn't it? Okay. Maybe she might be able to take him out. Nice. Alright, I forgot that this mod actually, that the Nevada mod actually adds bullet time. It's kind of weird. Chinese assault rifle. Could probably hawk that. Sledgehammer. Seems pretty good. Oh, I need to give her some stuff here.
You're making me carry the heavy stuff, aren't you?
what's in here. Ooh, gecko steak. I could actually use that. A little salty, so it'll give me some thirst, but it's a good amount of food in there. I mean, it makes sense that Nevada would be pretty sparse from destruction because, I mean, there isn't that many. It's a very loosely populated area. I mean, it's desert. That's why I always thought the Mad Max made sense, because Mad Max was like, most of it was the outback, which nobody was there. Why would you nuke somewhere that has nobody there? Makes sense that somewhere like oh, I didn't see him. Oh, Nightkin.
I've had worse.
It's a pretty awesome looking sword. Worth a lot too. Probably could have talked to these guys that I did this differently, but they did kind of just attack me, so. Alright, let me eat some of that delicious steak I just got. Yeah, gecko steak. That Nevada and like New Mexico already got so many bombs during the testings. Actually, I don't know. I wonder if the bombs were tested in these areas in the Fallout universe. Whoa. Oh. Run, 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 run. Rocks. That could have been bad. He's all sprung already? I hope so. I don't want to rearm any of these traps. Somebody doesn't want us coming up here. Yeah, I love the old Fallout music. It adds a lot of atmosphere to it. I don't think there's anybody near here. Yeah, thanks for watching. Hope I see you next time. Oh, I got some rads. Do I have some... Is it really bad, or... That's a little bad. Let me see if I got any, rad protection. There we go. Yeah, it makes sense that New York, Los Angeles, probably the military bases in Texas, and DC would get hit. Oh, she's gonna get wrecked here. Oh, but I guess she can handle herself. OP, yeah. That's all I gotta say. It's a lot of sledgehammers. Getting rads here. As It's weird. I used Red X, but it's not really protecting me that much. I'm still getting 1 rad a second. Well, Fallout's what you call retrofuturism, where it's set. Another crash. Yep. Crash number 2. Fallout New Vegas. Oh. Hopefully I saved recently. I even have the anti-crash mods and stuff like that, but it's New Vegas. That's what happens. It would make sense that Los Angeles would be pretty much decimated. I mean, that's a huge population center. Yeah, a new engine would do wonders. When I play games like modern games like Lawbreakers or whatever, I realize how much better like actual modern engines are. Lawbreakers is so modern, it has, you know, resolution scaling and all this other stuff. Automatic resolution scaling. It looks great on top of it. Runs well. Oh, he's angry. He's so mad. He did. I have the GOG version of Fallout New Vegas, which comes pre-patched with 4 GB. I'm already running that. Brahmin steak. Let's see. Oh crap. Oh, she's getting wrecked. Oh, she's dead, isn't she? Yep, she's dead. Okay, let me reload. Let me see if I can break some of the limbs here. I didn't run into this huge of a group right off the bat before. I don't know if I managed to break them up into smaller groups. I don't know. I'm like right on the edge of being over encumbered, aren't I? Oh, is this rain coming in? Thunder or something. Rads. One at a time. Alright. Say hello to my little friend. Oh. Alright, is she still alive? Okay, she's still alive. I should, stim pack. Oh, alright. I forgot how good my shotgun is. I should probably use that more. Probably pair my hunting rifle with that one. And this one. Yeah, nicely repaired hunting rifle. Yeah, no means a lot is an interesting. Oh, it's a lot of guys. Let me put what's her face behind.
Should have brought something to read.
I haven't played Fallout Frontier yet, but it looks interesting. God, why did she run into it? I told her to wait, not run into the grenade. Jesus. God. Yeah, I don't have like a preview copy of Frontier, if that's what you think. Alright, you're going to take my extra hunting rifles because we're going to sell these things.
You're making me carry the heavy stuff, aren't you?
I don't get these trolls or what their angle are. Okay, I gotta give you another. Oh, now she's waiting. She ran up to my grenades earlier, but now she waits.
Ooh, got something good for me? Is it a dress?
Alright, I'm gonna take my other hunting rifle.
Hey, a dress. Thank you. I'm totally trying this on later.
I gave her a cowboy hat and she thought it was a dress. Somebody didn't put points in their intelligence, did they? Yeah, it definitely looks nice when you can run it in 60 FPS. Oh, Lord. I don't know if I want to go up here. There's so many damn mutants, and then there's so much radiation. I don't have a very good radiation resistance just yet. I'm tempted to get my next perk. I'm just tempted to go straight for carry weight. I don't care. Yeah, it's almost like it backfired showing Frontier at the conference. They showed it at the conference, right? It's like, here's something that's better than what we're doing. Oh. About that. How close am I to leveling? I'm pretty close. I wonder if there's actually a storm coming. It sounds like it. Okay, maybe I can unload some stuff at the gunrunners, maybe. I thought they showed some mods. Didn't they show Frontier at the conference? Or maybe I'm making that up. I'm sorry. If that's not correct, I'm sorry about that. It's definitely not Call of Duty, the game. It looks like they got voiced NPCs and all sorts of other stuff and choices and whatnot. Definitely adding some things, but... Alright, you come closer so I don't have to... Oh, where'd she go? Why does she keep on disappearing? She has a really bad habit of just disappearing with all of my equipment. Doesn't seem like she... Let me see if I can teleport again. Oh, Lord, where'd she go? Oh, she has my equipment. I want to sell it. Alright, I'm going to teleport somewhere else. She doesn't seem to like teleporting to the gunrunners. I've lost her a couple times doing that. She's got all my equipment. Oh. She's way back here. That's silly. Yep, she's still here. Oh, did I tell her to wait?
Aw, just
That was my bad. I told her to wait. My bad entirely. Yeah, I forgot that I put her on wait. I couldn't tell because she kept on doing everything even though I told her not to.
Welcome, sir.
Alright, I need to fucking hawk the stuff that she picked up.
You're making me carry the heavy stuff, aren't you?
I banned some dude. He was just... I don't know. I don't really have time to figure out what his deal was. The bumper sword seems pretty cool. 556. What's the 556? Is that... That's 9mm. I have a lot of that ammo. I don't... Do I have any other guns that use that? So that's DPS 45. Damage 20. Okay, so I probably ditched the service rifle and probably. Deathclaw stuff. Yeah, there we go. We'll sell some of this stuff. There we go. That's a little money. Oh, I don't know. I already get horrible deals already because I have no barter skill and everything, but... Bozar? I don't think that's here. Oh, guess they do sell it here. That's 66,000. I have nowhere near that. Yeah, I mean, inventory is very similar to how it was before. It's just it looks different. I think there's probably better UI for inventory. That just kind of has the classic feel to it. I don't know. I think it looks kind of cool. Somebody really wants me to get Cass. All right, where are? So there's something else that's going to sell. Or is that it? All right, I guess we're good.
Come back.
I killed a bunch of NCR, but they forgave me. That's nice, I guess. I still have tons of stuff. What is all this? Is it weapons or? Oh, well, bumper sword's 12 pounds right there. Don't really need all of this stuff. Yeah, I should probably sell this stuff, actually. I don't really need all of it.
Welcome, sir or madam. Do you wish to purchase something?
Yeah, honestly, the original Fallout interface is pretty good, considering its age. This is like just too many, I don't know, too many lists and stuff. I guess it shows more items per page, but... yeah, that's a lot of weight. Nice.
Come.
Okay, I got some good weight in there. And I've got over 2,000 caps. That's a pretty good improvement. All right. So should I go up and see Kaiser? All right, Jemin, or Yamin. I don't know how to say your name. Thanks for sticking by the stream. Cover the platinum chip from Benny at the fort. Okay, the fort's way down there. All right, so right by the river. I'll probably use the other fast travel for that. Hey, Lexter. I've never played GURPS, but I've definitely heard about it. A friend of mine used to DM GURPS. Okay, what was it now? It was way down here, right? Okay, so road, water. Okay, I'll teleport like right there. There we go. See if I get any random encounters. Yep, golden geckos. Seems like I get a lot of golden geckos out here. Oh. I guess she's got him handled. Where are you, sneaky golden geckos? I don't know why that chat gets so messed up with the spaced outness. Still haven't figured that out. Oh, what's over here? Looks like something got torched or something. Ash pile. Gunshots. Yeah, I've been wanting to do a Fallout D&D with my friends. I've been looking at... You can take a modern D20 or something like that and mod it to not too difficult. Some people have already done it. GURPS would probably be more true to that, but GURPS is definitely a heavier system. Is this actually where I need to be? Oh, no, not at all. Alright. Travel. Does look pretty cool, though. The moon and the everything. That looks pretty damn nice. Oh, it's raining. Oh, awesome. Finally. This is what these mods do, I guess. It's pretty cool. Probably really dark on stream. I apologize for that. I can increase the brightness just a tad. There was also a company that licensed Fallout to... Wow, it's really loud. Licensed Fallout for tabletop by Interplay, and then Bethesda found out and said, hey, they don't have the right to give it to you, so they had to change it to Exodus RPG and redo a lot of the lore and stuff because they lost the rights to it. Yeah, Exodus. It's probably like California, Southern California, where it rains just very rarely. These guys again. Alright, let me try to travel down here again. That's pretty cool, though. It got really loud. Oh, Night Stalkers. Oh, no. I can't see anything. Nope. Damn. Oh, this is guys that give me so much hurt last last game. Yeah, last stream I had to kill a bunch of those guys. Damn, these random encounters actually give me a hard time. Alright, let's try again. See if Zeus is on my side. Bark scorpions. Oh, some big ones. Oh. Oh, she seems to have them handled. I thought about doing a community thing like that. Could be kind of cool. It'd be a lot of work to set up. I still have work and stuff like that, so it's definitely a lot of work. I've done some dungeon mastering and things like that, and you know, friends told me I did okay, so it's possible. You don't want more than a handful of people, though, or else it gets too crazy. pretty cool though. Looks pretty atmospheric. And night's actually dark, which I like. She can't decide what she's going to wear from moment to moment. So it's actually interesting. It's actually taken me quite a while to get down here, even with the fast travel, because of the random encounters. Oh, more bark scorpions. Still can't see anything.
Hey.
I'm thirsty. I need to eat. Ah, nice gecko meat. That'll get me going. Fire ant meat. No, that's pretty bad actually. Gecko steak. Maybe some water. It works. It's actually taken me quite a while to get down here. Guess we'll keep on trying. I mean, I'm making progress. Oh, I am down here now. I guess I got waylaid right as I arrived. It's so dark, though. I literally can't see, like, more than 5 feet from me. And that makes sense. I should probably sleep or something. Oh, like 6 hours. Probably increase my sleep meter though, unfortunately. Oh, not done yet. See, yeah. That's a little bit. Oh, but I'm thirsty again. It's weird that they didn't fix the Nuka-Cola. Yeah, it makes it adds the thirst. That's weird. But sarsaparilla doesn't. That's what the weird thing is. No. It decreases my sleep too. Still thirsty. No, GURPS, you can have a full party. It stands for Generic Universal Role Playing System. So it's just like D&D, but it's divorced from setting. So you can use GURPS for anything. You can use GURPS for like post-apocalypse. You can use GURPS for fantasy. You can use GURPS for modern. You can use GURPS for Victorian times. You can use GURPS for whatever. You have space, whatever you want to do. Get a little fire here. I like this weather and atmospheric noise, though. It's pretty damn cool.
Ordinary guys with knives and bullets, and they're taking over Nevada.
Now, one of the things I installed and made it so sarsaparilla decreases H2O.
Halt! What business have you in Cottonwood Cove, outsider? You wear the mark of Caesar. You must be who Cursor Lucullus is waiting for. You may continue, but be warned. Mark or no, we will not tolerate aggressive action by visitors in the camp.
You betcha. Probably should have waited till dawn, but it's like a early morning is kind of cool and atmospheric, actually. What's that up there? I wonder if there's anything in there. Yes, kind of Mud Cove. Good job. Can I climb up there? Oh, it's radiation up here. Not fun. Just a bunch of shocks. Hey, you're running lightweight grips, huh? Hard grips can be pretty complicated. Yeah, as I play more games, I'm most wanting to go for more of a simple, because sometimes like playing a match of like a combat round with like 8 players or 6 players in Dungeons and Dragons 3.5 just takes freaking forever. There are times when I swear it took an hour per round. I'm hungry. Yeah. Pork and beans for me, I guess. And I'm thirsty. It's not really doing it for me on the thirst here. Probably gotta do some more purified water. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm not playing at all like I would be playing if I was doing this on my own, so probably messing up some quests and stuff on the way. It's alright, I'm just kind of enjoying the experience, and this is probably the most intensely I've played a game on stream, so it's an interesting experience. Where the... I don't know where I'm going. Hey, you.
I see you bear the mark of Caesar. Cursor Lucullus awaits you at the docks.
We're at the docks, okay. There he is. See you later, Jerry Seinfeld. Oh, damn eyebrows. What is going on here? Is this the lighting, the weather, the mod? I don't know.
The trip will take a few hours.
Yeah, it might be some graphic glitches, but those eyebrows are on point.
By order of Caesar, all visitors must disarm and relinquish all banned items.
I'll do the holdout weapons.
Your belongings will...
I'm just in a, you know... Just an island full of corpses and people ready to kill me without weapons. What could go wrong? Pretty cool. Oh, this is a nice cumulus day, nice summer day. That's nice.
Away. You may proceed. Your belongings will be... Caesar awaits you in his tent. You have license to find your own way. I'll wait here to ferry you back to the western shore when your visit is
that's some weird lip syncing. That was probably due to the most likely due to the yes, travel. Yes, no.
The dog is part machine, but its brain is flesh.
I can't use the camp.
Slaves aren't much of a challenge.
Caesar awaits you in his tent. I'll wait here to ferry you.
The arena.
So you're the visitor I've heard some of the legionaries talking about. If you're in the mood to trade, just say the word. Have a look.
Nice little trader out here. All these mods are so expensive. Not a whole lot I really want to... Oh, I really want the 44 revolver. I think I might already have a better weapon than that. I have the hunting revolver, which is supposed to be pretty good. Probably a lot more range. Or woman?
Hi there. Hey.
Some of the slaves have been spreading stories about the bird man.
Yeah, I like all the New Vegas memes that people repeat. It's pretty funny. It's just me trying to go the most awkward and annoying way possible. Probably should go back this way though. You probably shouldn't watch it then if you're worried about spoilers. Arena.
Our way. True to Caesar.
Damn. They sure do not like... They do like mistreating women here, don't they? Oh, I wonder what's in these footlockers. I'm terrible at sneaking, though. A 9mm pistol. Ooh, Daenerys, though. Hopefully nobody sees me. Just looting a friendly Legionnaire's tent, that's all. Daenerys, purified water, all important stuff. I have to kind of stick with something with glasses because I picked the perk that lowers your vision unless you have glasses. So sadly, I have to stick with something low armor helmet. It's cool, I know that they add that to the different cultures in the game, though, because even though we may be offended by it, it makes sense that cultures in a wasteland like this would have some really messed up tenants, you know? It's a pretty cool looking mongrel there, buddy. I love the sound of these Legionnaires' voice. They've got great voice actors.
You must enter Kaisar's tent alone. Anyone else must You must enter Kaisar's...
Alright, I'll tell her to wait.
Should have brought something to read.
Hey, thanks, Kevin. I appreciate that. Yeah, historical cultures are really interesting. Some of the cultures you'd least expect were actually like really modern in some regards. Like you never expect Nazi Germany to be really, really pro women's rights, for example. Very strange. Whoa, he looks totally different. This mod completely redesigned him. It looks kind of badass, but very different. I don't know. I'm not really sure what to think about that.
So I finally get to meet the courier who's accomplished so much in so little time. That's why I summoned you here, right? I mean, a man nearly kills you, and your response is to track him across the breadth of the Mojave? You arrive on the strip and waltz into the Lucky 38 like someone left you a key under the doormat? You visit the tops, and next thing you know, the head of the chairman...
I didn't get your pong death, sorry.
When you set your mind to something, you get results. I like that. The question is, are you ready to get started?
I mean, honestly, it looks kind of cool. If you didn't know that this character wasn't supposed to look like this, he does look pretty Roman and kind of like, you know, stoic and leaderly, but... I appreciate the feedback and the kind comments, Kevin. I'm glad you like my work. I don't know what angle I should go with this guy.
Benny is my prisoner. You don't deal with him unless you've dealt with me. Don't worry. You'll get the platinum chip he was carrying. And then you'll use it like I tell you to. The time is fast approaching when my Legion will assault the Great Dam and invade the West. Before that happens, I want Mr. House knocked out of the game. A quick 1-2 punch, with you doing the punching. I have eyes and ears.
Honestly, looks pretty cool. Like with the shadow on his eyes, it looks pretty intimidating.
It hasn't been hard to track your progress. It's not as though you've been keeping a low profile. Down the hill, at the west edge of camp, is an old building. It was here when the fort was taken in 2277. Inside the building is a hatch. And inside that hatch are 2 steel doors that bear the sigil of the Lucky 38 casino. Now that same sigil is on the platinum chip Benny was carrying when we captured him. Isn't that interesting? Even more interesting, there's a slot about the same size.
Thanks, Death. Have a good night, man.
That opens the hatch. So you know what I think? I think the platinum chip opens those doors. Doors that can't be pried open, or drilled open, or blasted open. Because all that, I tried. Benny's theory, if I understood it through all the screaming, was that Mr. House saw some kind of ultimate weapon.
You are kind of an angry mailman.
A robot to stomp us all to death. Who cares? Whatever it is, House built it. So I want it destroyed. I want you to destroy whatever you find in there. And then I want you to come back here and tell me about it. So go to the building and take this fucking platinum chip with you. My legionaries will meet you there, with your weapons and equipment. Talk to Benny on your way out. He knows I'm going to let you decide how he dies. Maybe you want to remind him.
Always true to Kaiser. Always.
Honestly, I kind of digging this this new Caesar face. He looks pretty goddamn fearsome. I know he's like supposed to be kind of like a regular guy who just kind of took on the Caesar thing, but I don't know. This one looks like Looks kind of like an intense American, like Sir Patrick. I can't believe I spaced on his name. Jean-Luc Picard. Patrick, I forget his name. Yeah, it's kind of silly. You'd think that it would be, you think you'd want to know what's inside before he destroys it, right? Alright, what should I do with Benny?
Go ahead and laugh, baby. I ain't blind to the humor in this situation.
Yeah, Patrick Stewart, there you go. I can't believe I forgot his name. It is pretty funny.
Yeah, well, laugh it up on your own time. Down to brass tacks. How'd your meet and greet with Baldy go? I'm the most interesting person I know. We were east of Vegas when the first Securitron we ever saw rolled up on us. We junked it in a minute flat. The next day, 20 roll up. So we listened. Said we'd been selected. Vegas needed us to defend it. In exchange, we'd get cushy digs, full stomachs, medical treatment. Everything a nomad never gets, in other words. Most of the tribe thought we should say no. I thought it was the best idea ever. Go on. Sure. Baldy wants you to go down there in the bunker and destroy whatever Mr. House stashed there. Oh, you don't want to do that, baby. Whatever's down in that bunker is the key to the city called Vegas. So here's what you do. You go down there and you use the chip to do whatever Mr. House would have wanted you to do. And when you get back to the strip, you find Yes Man. I made it so that cat can't help but be helpful. Dig? Try not to smile so wide, baby. You might break your mouth. Yeah, Baldy said you get to decide. So which way you leaning?
Yeah, I think there would be a lot of civilizations in a post-apocalypse that would basically try to deny all technology and renounce technology because that's what got them there, you know? There'd be entire cults and communities and religions based around denying the very thing that brought the apocalypse. That would totally happen. A runic fight could be fun.
You do that for me, baby? Don't tease if you don't mean it. So Ta-ta.
Let's talk to Caesar, I guess. Kaiser, whatever.
We'll talk again when you've destroyed whatever is down in that bunker. Not before.
Alright, I know this is all exciting, but I'm probably gonna end off my stream here pretty soon. The Amish probably wouldn't even notice an apocalypse happen. They might see the bombs from far away, but they'd be like, "Oh well, we're tilling the farms. Doesn't matter if the power grid shuts down." You know, they'd probably be the best off, honestly. Aside from the fact that then there'd be people probably with guns and violent people probably wanting to take what they have.
Our way, true to Kaiser.
That Brahmin steak, though. I think it'd be interesting to like do a community which denied certain things. Like, I don't know, I've been watching this one show. It's on Netflix. Enter the Badlands, I think it's called, where it doesn't really describe the apocalypse, but it's kind of post-apocalyptic. And although things have recovered somewhat, and they have like cars and stuff like that, guns are 100% absolutely banned by all civilizations. So they just renounce firearms altogether, which is kind of interesting. So everybody fights with like swords and, you know, things like that. Swords, hand-to-hand combat and stuff. Little silly. There'd be somebody who would pick up an AK-47 and start wailing at people, but I mean, it's kind of cool that there's like a system of honor, you know.
I can't talk to you. It's not allowed.
That voice acting though.
Bye.
And I wouldn't deny tech if it could help and save people, but I could see people who would. They're just leaving all their healing powder and everything. Ooh, Springfield M14. It's all right. Yeah, I mean, it's true. It's true that guns are a lot less reliable than just sharp weaponry in a world of without, you know, gunsmiths and forges and whatnot. I'm probably losing so much what do you call it? Karma right now, but I don't care. I have the Immersive Karma mod on, so it doesn't tell me. Alright, might as well end off here. It's pretty cool. Got some progress. Got to see some cool weather. Got to see it rain. Got to see some funky storms and all that. Met with Kaisar. Did the top, what do you call it, hotel or casino quest. So I think we made some progress here. This is pretty fun. I may continue on this game next stream. May not. A few people have been mentioning Daggerfall. I think that'd be kind of cool to do some Daggerfall. That's like my Daggerfall video's gotten a kind of second wind recently, probably because it's association to Elder Scrolls and Fallout. My Fallout video blew up, so. But yeah, I might do that. We'll see. If you have any suggestions or whatever, leave your suggestions in the comments or tweet at me or whatever. Join my Discord. You know, always willing to listen to people and take suggestions and whatnot. So if you make your voice known, then that'll probably be what I end up doing. So yeah, this is awesome. Thanks very much for joining the stream. And yeah, mods, list in the description. I'll put this VOD up in full on my secondary channel. And yeah, I hope you all have a great night or morning or whatever time of day it is in your local time zone. So yeah, Indigo out and have a great day. Thanks, guys.